Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is May 8th, 2019, and exactly 35 years ago, on May 8th, 1984, Transformers Issue 1 was released by Marvel Comics. Now, some could argue that today could be considered the birthday of Transformers, and the reason why I say that is when Hasbro decided to import various transforming toy lines from Japan, they reached out to Marvel to basically create the world of Transformers, give these transforming robots a history, a purpose, some character names, bios, and everything. And for me, that is what really makes Transformers. Otherwise, we just have these nameless robots that transforms. Without the backstory, without the history, we don't really have Transformers. So I thought it would be kind of cool to just go over the very first issue of Transformers and, you know, go take a step down memory lane on the first issue. And because for me, Transformers Issue 1 was my introduction to Transformers. As a kid, I remember seeing this in the grocery store, asking my parents to buy it because I just thought it was so cool. And after that, I was pretty much hooked to Transformers. Now, the cover date does say September 1, but the published date is May 8th, 1984. It was a practice back in the day to put the cover date several months after the published date, but the published date is the day of release. First thing that strikes me about this cover is that it's very iconic, but it looks nothing like Optimus Prime in toy form or in his character model form. In fact, you can see here we have Gears and I think Buzzsaw or Laserbeak, and Prime being about the size of Metroplex or Omega, just crushing what looks to be a Decepticon jet. But it is an iconic cover, and it did draw me in. But the cool part, when you come into it, I mean, I'm just looking at the story, and I mentioned this on another YouTuber show. I think it was Kato's show or Deluxe Baldwin's, that it would be kind of cool to have the original story reimagined or redrawn, not reimagined. I don't mind the dialogue or the writing, but it'd be kind of cool to have it redrawn with current artists, because there was no consistency in character designs, colors, size, etc. But as kids, we didn't care about that. In this panel, I'll see Optimus Prime for the first time, and I remember as a kid looking at this picture of him in his alternate mode, just trying to figure out how he transforms and stuff. But it does bring back a lot of memories. Here we see Megatron with the black head instead of all gray or silver, and this huge, awesome fusion cannon of his. Here we see some inconsistencies in color. Optimus Prime is just a different color. But you know what? The art may not have been consistent or great, but for me, the storytelling was awesome. I enjoyed reading this over and over, and as a kid, and I still enjoy reading it over and over today. One thing I remember with this panel as a kid was reading this over and over again. I didn't realize it as a kid, but this was basically the comic introducing each character and giving a tiny history or bio of each character description, because it's very wordy for what it's doing. I mean, Megatron's basically checking in all his Decepticons to see if they're all accounted for, and we get a lot of information on each Decepticon, and in here with the Autobots as well. And I remember going through each one as a kid over and over. This comic, issue 1, was so worn when I was a kid because of the amount of times I would go through it, just trying to learn every character and who they are and what they did. But I mean, for a issue 1 comic, there's a lot to take in. And here we see a brief battle with some Autobots and Decepticons, and at a movie theater, a drive-in movie theater, and just some cool stuff. It like I said, this all just brings back memories for me. The comic ends with Bumblebee and Buster with Wiki, and from there I was hooked. I actually asked my parents for a subscription, and I remember as a kid getting the latest issue every month in the mail. Anyway, thought it'd be cool to make a quick video to commemorate or celebrate the release of Transformers issue 1 by Marvel Comics 35 years ago, and just take a quick step into memory lane. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thanks for watching.